today I'm going to be talking about relationships inside of Vedic astrology. And what you all have to really truly understand is that when it comes to relationships in Vedic astrology, is that everybody does not have the same advantages or disadvantages when it comes to love and long-term relationships, right? Now, what do I mean by that? So, initially, how society, especially Western society, is trained is that you find somebody you like, y'all like each other, y'all get together for a while, y'all have a baby, y'all get married, y'all get a house, y'all settle down until y'all are old, and one of you all dies, and that's the end. That's kind of what is really sold to people in general, right? Through Hollywood movies, I'm talking about through seminars, things like that. Social media promotes this idea extremely heavily right now. So I really understand that, so many things are, I'm talking about amalgamated together to really kind of, I'm talking about hammer this shit home and kind of like reinforce those societal patterns of relationship dynamics. And so that leads a lot of people to think, well, listen, I'm going to be able to have me a wife. I'm going to be able to have me a husband. I'm going to be able to have me a perfect boyfriend or girlfriend for me specifically, right? The sad reality about that is that, so now if you are going to acknowledge, like, listen, if you are an astrologer like me and you know how serious Vedic astrology actually really truly is, what you have to understand is this: the birth chart or astrology in general shows you not only good things, but it also shows you bad things, right? Because remember, Vedic astrology by large is all about karma, right? Karma that has been accumulated, and karma that must be, executed. You see what I'm saying? Karma that must be burnt away. So, from past lives, right? A lot of what you are going through now stems from the past life circumstances of the soul that resides inside of you, right? That's from the Vedic astrological zone, right? So what you got to understand is this specifically. If that soul that was in past life previous bodies, right? Because the soul is in you, it was in past life previous vessels and incarnations of you consistently, right? Whatever that shit has done in that past life and however that shit has accumulated together now, it's all balled up and amalgamated inside of you, right? So now you will reap the advantages and disadvantages of whatever the actual soul from all of those lifetimes actually went through. So when it comes to love and relationships, guess what? That shit also is factored into there as well, right? Relationships aren't a new thing. They are intrinsically interwoven inside of the human psyche in general, right? We all know that we must mate, reproduce, have attraction. Those kind of like innate understandings that we already have in general anyway, right? So what you have to understand is, y'all listen. So now when it comes to having good karma in relationships, if you have good karma when it comes to relationship, guess what? You are going to be able to have better relationships, healthier relationships. Does that mean that every single relationship you get in is going to be 100% perfect? No, that does not mean that, right? Because your karma is meeting other people's karma as well, right? You see what I'm saying? And that shit kind of intertangles and intertwines. Certain birth charts, certain cities have birth charts. Wherever you may meet a person, you might have a lucky placement for marriage in your birth chart. But guess what? You may be living in a very shit environment, right? So you like, listen, he said I'm supposed to have good relationships. My relationship houses and planets ain't damaged, but I'm still having terrible relationships. Yeah, because that's where astral cartography comes in. Maybe you're not living close to the line you are supposed to be for your actual, positive relationship placements to really manifest physically to where you can see them, right? Now, on the bad end of that, right? So now you have more negative and challenging relationship aspects, right? So now this thing. If you have more challenging relationship aspects, then guess what? You might have more negative outcomes, more negative interactions, more negative whatever they are, right? Because you got to understand, y'all, listen, locations, events, cities, places, all of these things have birth charts too, right? Whatever is born anything that's being born, right, has an established date. Your car is born on a certain day, right? Real talk. They do businesses like that, right? Because guess what? It's seen as an entity, right? Don't they call business entities? So it's seen as something that exists and has like a certain character to it, right? Now, to a certain extent, you can read it, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it get a little bit, it get a little bit all over the place the more you try to read a car birth chart. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, y'all listen, a lot of people don't want to accept the fact that you probably were dealt with a shitty hand or you were dealt with a positive hand. Now you have what you call a gummy karma, right? So a gummy karma is the karma that you are generating now. So in order for you to have a relationship, I'm going to keep it 100% honest. Everybody will not be able to get that, and everybody will not be able to obtain that, no matter what. But you specifically watching this video, your ass do not have to be one of those people, right? Because the thing about it is, people lack awareness, and if you lack awareness, no, not even if you lack awareness, and if you lack awareness, or if you have awareness and choose to not accept that awareness, you fucked. That's just the bottom line, right? Because you want something that's bad to be better, right? So in order to make that bad better, there has to be something in the middle, you know what I'm saying, going to and from, right? So if you want something to go from bad to better, guess what? You have to actually put in practice and planning what it actually takes to change a relationship, right? So now in Vedic astrology, we got what you call astrological remedies, right? You got damaged relationship placements, damaged relationship zodiac signs. Guess what? Remedies can help nullify some of that intensity, some of that negativity a little bit, right? Real talk, right? So what does that do? You dealing with a bad relationship, you say, you know what, I want my Venus to be more rectified. I want my 7th house to be more rectified. I want this asteroid to be, well, not asteroid, I want this planet to be more rectified. Well, you won't have to do the remedies, right? The remedies involve a wide variety of things, some with mantras and chants, or, you know what I'm saying, some with like daily connections to what the planet represents in general, right? Real talk. So if you don't want to do what it takes to change, then it's not going to change. You can sit there and be mad and say, I don't want to believe in astrology no more. My fate is in my own hands, yada, yada, yada. A lot of y'all, you probably don't even know how to read your birth chart correctly 100% anyway, right? So before you say that, maybe you should really come and get a birth chart reading from somebody like me. I have over 250 birth chart reading reviews, literally. Look, you see all my information right here on the actual screen. But what you all have to understand is that when it comes to relationships, not only is it astrological remedies, there's also a certain mindset and mind shift that you have to actually have, right? Especially when you are dealing with things and people and situations that you cannot control. There is only so much shit that you can do. It's very limited, right? So a lot of times you may have to adjust your emotional and thought process and understanding of what you need to accept and tolerate versus what you know, no matter how hard you may like it or want it. And that's just reality, right? You know? So, but people are like, well, I don't want to, I like the sweetness of it, I know, but that sweetness can be poison. You know what I'm saying? So some people just really don't want to cut out the toxicity that they may be bringing on themselves in life, or that they just keep getting involved into accidentally sometimes, right? And it's not just purely an accident. They see certain obvious red flags in people, but they just kind of choose to ignore them because they feel like the love that they have for the people is just so damn powerful. They end up still getting fucked over or screwed in the end, right? So when it comes to relationships, y'all listen. So not everybody's going to have a good relationship. See, it's what it is. Not everybody's here to be a husband or to be married, or even if you do become those things, divorce is real. Not even staying together, right? So you have to understand, like, hey, listen. You want shit to be a certain way, but guess what? You can't control other people. No matter how much astrology, birth chart readings you pay for, no matter how much tarot cards you get, some things aren't just in your actual power, right? Because you are interfering with other people's karma to a certain extent, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so when it comes to love and relationships, you may be able to have positive relationship, but you may have to do what's required. If you don't want to do what's required, then guess what? You are fucked. And that's just real talk. But yes, y'all listen. So listen, if you want your birth chart reading, listen, come and follow me on all my social media pages that you should see right here specifically, right? But other than that, y'all, listen, I'm finna get ready to do some more videos. Listen, so contact me on any one of them sites. You want your birth chart read, and I will holler at y'all ass later, man. Peace.